This video is a close-up, and that's why you may not see my face. It's not relevant for this video. I want to focus on the hands, and I'll play FLAM accents, nickname for the FLAM accent, FLAM triplet. This way you'll never forget it. It's a triplet with the FLAM on the first note, alternating. But the focus of this video is not memorizing what a FLAM accent sounds like, but I want to show you how many different ways and what really happens, and I want you to see it as far as the outcome, the sound, in comparison to how I hold the sticks, how much I allow the stick to bounce versus how closed in I keep the strokes, depending on the speed and also depending on the volume that I want. But let's start by staying very loose, and as you can see, I'm allowing the stick to bounce back up right after the accented note. I'm not holding the stick down. You can play along with me. This video would be interactive. And what you do is you place your tablet, iPhone, or computer in front of you, and when you play along with me, you can watch the tip of your stick. Is it really coming up the same way mine is? Now, this is not the only way to do it, but look how big and round the sound is. I'm coming down now and striking. I'm still getting that accented note, but I'm not letting the stick bounce as much. Are you ready for a spin now? Let's speed up. Now I'm using even more fingers. There's no other drum videos that will give you this close up. This is like being in a private lesson, right? And the idea is that I want to share some with you, and most importantly, getting you to know me as a teacher, and hopefully subscribe to this channel for more tips, but most importantly, hop on a Zoom meeting or in person if you live in the Boston area, because my job again is to create a learning code for each and every one of my students. It's not about providing materials so much, but of course I do have a lot of that, but it's how can I make it simple and easy. And also I want to explain to you why, for example, if we're talking about technique, a certain motion would give you a certain sound and a certain speed, whether you need it or not. I'm staying relaxed. Now, to get up to this tempo, or even faster, you have to own or understand certain techniques, which again is very different than this. Could I go fast this way? I could, but maybe not as fast. But this is a bigger, rounder sound. It's very important to practice in front of a camera. I'm enjoying doing these videos because it gives me a chance to see what I'm doing, noticing the angle at which I'm coming. And for you, if you do it in front of me, by the way, YouTube has a great setting in which you can slow down tempos, and it would slow down the tempo of the video, the frames per second, and also the audio. Oops, this is going to happen to the best of us. Again, I'm striking hard. This is to get the maximum volume. After the accented note, the stick is coming here. And then I let it drop down. There is a moment of numbness. Sometimes the flams are not as clean if you experiment and change motion, and you don't do that with both hands exactly the same at the same time. This is probably my favorite at medium level volume. I can get into some fancy rotations and motions here. They're not really necessary, but sometimes swinging the hand in one direction versus the other might give you a certain sound you want, because the tip of the stick all of a sudden is going on different parts of the snare drum. Can't hear much of that on the pad, but believe me, on the snare drum you would. It's like playing a samba. And that could be subject for another lesson. I'm going sideways on the snare drum, and the sound is completely different. So motion dictates sound. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Come on board. There will be more of these, believe me. You'll enjoy it. Why do I do this? I love to share because I learn so much on the internet. And I also like to connect with serious-minded individuals who would want detailed attention. Remember, a teacher is not just giving you materials. The materials now are widely available. There is too much, so much. But how to break the code, or how to create a code in which you can learn with a little bit of challenge, but without being overwhelmed, without feeling frustrated while you do it, that's up to me. Not to give you more, but to give you less, to simplify what we're trying to accomplish and break it down into easier steps. Subscribe. Thank you so much.